Welcome to Passion Point. My name is Irene Becker, and this is a show about your passion, your purpose, and your potential. Stressed, frustrated, or just want to learn something new about people who are living their passion. Today, I have two incredible guests, a young filmmaker and creative dynamo, and a man who is developing a great business with a legal edge. We're going to start Passion Point with Lior Khananaev. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Can we call you Lior?
Yes, you could call me Lior.
Lior.
What's up? Irene.
What's up? I'm excited. This is a creative young man who has actually made films, who is passionate about his career and does a bang-up job. I want to ask you, Lior, you love film.
I do love film.
So where did this start?
Well, it's funny.
Now, you could be an actor.
I started off with acting. I had my 15 seconds of fame on a show on CBC. It was called The Border, and ironically, I was a terrorist.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
You were playing for the wrong side, Lior.
Yeah, it was fun there. And I mean, when I was 12, my dad, he bought a family camcorder, you know, and I just grabbed it and like I would kind of take it behind his back.
Okay,
because,
so you grabbed the camcorder and you realized that you like to direct.
Yeah. I didn't know what directing means when I was 12, but so I just kind of.
So what were you taking pictures of at 12, Lior?
I was just taking like short films. Like my buddy Max, he started off with me. We started off with like small feature films at around like an hour, very comical. You know, just it was kind of like what my talent came from, just us being together and just doing it, really.
And collaborating.
Yeah, you know, there was no like planning. It just kind of.
Why are you passionate about film? What is it that?
There's something about film that there's something about moments that I feel like if we could capture moments and put them on camera, I fell in love with that whole visual storytelling aspect to it. You know, like how do we really capture those moments in life and then put them on camera, kind of thing, you know. And I've always loved stories as I was, you know, when I was a child. So and I took like this very bizarre course at York, which is called Imaginations and Topographies of Fantasies, right? So I mean that class was all about like storytelling and all that. And I really got into it from there. And now I'm working on my 5th feature.
Wow.
Which is it's called Igdisis, and I'm hoping to have it done for like November, December, and I have a big crew. You know, Max is actually one of the actors. Josh, actually the whole crew here, Josh, David, Stuart, they were all in it. So
it's terrific. So all the All Talk TV crew is going to be in it.
Pretty much.
I'm not in it.
Why? It's not finished yet, so there's always. Well,
when you talk about, though, your optic as a director, as a filmmaker, and the importance of moments, I mean, to me, that really resonates. Because I've never thought of a film like that, but when you think about it, what are you really capturing?
Exactly. It's how I perceive, you know, reality through a certain character's eyes, kind of thing, and then you try to portray that. Right, so the planning stages before I make a film is I think of the character and what he's like and what he experiences through his life, and that kind of formulates the style of the film, right? So if the character, like for this film, for example, in Igdisis, the character, you know, he goes through a very intense experience where he has this skin disease because this doctor was experimenting on him, and you know the experiment just went wrong. So the style of the film is very.
And then we have to call Stuart, our next guest.
Yes, it's very fast paced and raw.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it is.
Okay, so it's raw energy.
Yeah.
With moments.
With moments.
Okay, so you developed this passion. You followed it. You developed relationship with others who were passionate about film, and that came together. You went on to university to study what, Lior?
Well, in university, I actually just studied general arts.
Okay.
And then I didn't get into the film program because they thought one of my short films wasn't qualified.
Okay, well, you know what this makes you? A champion!
Hells yeah.
Take a look at this man. There are so many superstars, including, who's the basketball player?
Which there's so many.
No.
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan was thrown off the high school basketball team and told that he sucked big time. So Lior, I want you to remember Passion Point, Irene, your whole crew here in Toronto when you make it big, honey.
I will definitely bring all of you to Hollywood.
And you'll be the director of moments, because moments are really, really important. Both when you're seeing something from a storyline point of view, and even in our lives and what we relate to. We relate to the moment. But I want to ask you, I just want to hear more about the journey, because I'm sure there are people watching who are interested in film and want to know, like, okay, you have a passion for film. How do you actually go from the passion to learning all the skills, to producing films? So I want to ask you, having a passion for film brought you to acting?
No, vice versa. Acting brought me to film. I mean, I started off like making, short films at home, but then initially I wanted to do acting at first, right?
Okay. And then you had your acting experience and decided?
Decided that I don't want to have more terrorist roles, so so I just decided to go into film. But yeah, I mean, it's just about being persistent. Film is such a risky career where you don't know where the hell it's going to take you, right?
But is anything without risk today?
That is true.
And where do you think your passion's going to take you? Do you not feel that it's taken you so far? I mean, you're on your 5th production. How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20 years old and you're on your 5th production? I want to know what vitamins you take, Lior.
Secret vitamins. My mom makes them in the morning every day. She crushes them up. But yeah, I mean, like how I met David Grossman actually.
Yes, of all talk.
Yeah, I made, it was a reference through my grade 12 teacher, Mr. Weinberg, and I made a mortgage mensch commercial for him, and from there we just clicked, and
So let me ask you something. I do this quirky thing before I start my show, the silent scream.
Okay, the silent scream, yeah, of course. You're our first host, I should know that.
What do you do to get the creative juices running?
You know what, to be honest with you, sometimes I'm on set and I have no idea what I'm doing. But then I realize that there's somewhere where I want to be, and like I get this adrenaline rush kind of thing, and I keep going even when I have no idea what I'm doing and I have no sense of direction. I keep going, because if you stop that momentum,
So it's a creativity thing. You get in the flow creatively.
Yeah, I find it.
And you just take it wherever.
Sometimes, I plan to.
So you don't dance or anything like that?
Actually, I do dance, but I have to be drunk for it.
Okay.
Not
on this show.
My true friends know how crazy I could get on the dance floor sometimes, but I don't want to embarrass myself right now.
Okay.
But I know that when, like sometimes I plan, for example, to edit all day.
Yeah.
And I sit down on my computer and I can't do it because I don't have the creative juices to keep me going, or I'm not motivated enough. It just like sometimes you just get the rush, and then nothing could stop you. That's how it is with me. For others, they need external factors to keep them going. For me, it's all about internal. I think.
Okay, so because it's internal, I want you to close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Trust me.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Here I go.
Close your eyes.
Sensei. Okay.
I want you to imagine where you want to be 20 years from now.
Okay.
And then I want you to tell the audience where you're going to be.
Ideally.
No, not ideally. Close your eyes again.
Okay.
You're not following the coach. Relax. I want you to have a vision of where you want to be 20 years from now, and don't limit yourself.
Okay. I see myself being in Hollywood, directing real films. Also, I've always dreamed of having like a huge studio, and I see something like All Talk TV, joining partners with something like Sweet Lemon Productions, which is like I make commercials, and then. So
Sweet Lemon Productions is your production company.
Yeah, like it's I make commercials for corporate.
Okay, we haven't talked about that side of your business, but before we talk about the business side versus the creative, I think that we need to show the creative side, because Lior has a great business edge and a great business that helps small businesses in a big way and medium-sized businesses, but we're starting with the passion point, which started with creativity. So let's take a look at your trailer.
Let's do it.
Are we ready to roll? Do you want to give us an introduction to the trailer, Lior?
Let the audience enjoy it.
Okay.
Cancer rates are on the rise. Here with me today is medical expert Dr. Fleming.
Fleming is the devil!
This medicine is going to make me a very rich man. I'm going to help you change the world.
Fair, Jace.
And you're starting to say all these things to me that I don't understand, Rosie. What?
Stop yelling at me!
I have work to do. Failed miserably.
Okay, that was passionate. It was riveting. It was great, Lior.
Thank you.
When is the film coming out?
So as I said, aiming for November. There's still a couple of scenes I'm worried about, some very graphic, intense scenes. So the hardest thing about this film is just working around everybody's schedules, because obviously, I mean, I have some professional actors that, which I hire, that come in to shoots, but for the most part, I have to beg people to, come out on shoots and everything, which is, I find very difficult sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm hoping it's going to be, hoping to find a small distribution company, and then from there expand, working on a website right now as well. So
that's exciting. So do you have the URL for the website, Lior?
It's not ready. I bought the domain, but
okay.
The website's not ready yet.
Okay. So what's the domain going to be? Can we tell our audience? Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. It's a surprise. Coming in November, maybe early December, a new film by Lior. Now, Lior, I want to know about the business side of filmmaking. I mean, you also do all kinds of promo pieces, do you not, for business and also photography?
Yeah.
So tell me about that. And you work at All Talk. So I need to hear about the three things: All Talk, Sweet Lemon Productions and what you do for businesses, and your photography.
Well, All Talk and Sweet Lemon, we kind of collaborate together where, sometimes I do a commercial for a host or a guest, and then we'd roll the commercials during the breaks, right? So photography, I don't do as much. I'm doing a bar mitzvah, actually, in the next month. So nothing too intense, just, I put my stuff on Vimeo, and last time Max and I went to Burlington to do a commercial at ThinkSpot, which was very successful, and they loved it a lot.
I saw the ThinkSpot commercial. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you liked it?
It was really, now ThinkSpot is a think tank, a meeting place for small group strategy meetings, also consultants, Really state-of-the-art, and it's a wonderful, wonderful commercial. Can you give us the URL for that?
Yeah, well, we play it during our break sometimes, so I'm sure the audience will capture it.
Okay, because it's a really good piece. So you do promo pieces for businesses?
Yeah, here and there. I don't. It's not my biggest focus.
No, but it's part of what you do.
Yeah.
Right. And what about your photography? Do you have some photography to share with us?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I did this whole peace theme, right? So the first picture is like the piece of the past, right? And you have hippies standing in front of a Pierre Trudeau statue, right? And then it transitions to the piece of today, and the piece is in quotation marks, and you have a Canadian soldier, you know, kind of getting ready for war behind like a plane. And then finally it transitions to piece of tomorrow, which you have 3 religious leaders standing in front of the X. There's a little Angel of Peace statue, it's called. And actually, when I was filming it, I've never experienced so much tension between the 3 people. You know, like you would see the rabbi kind of like looking like this, and then the imam kind of looking back at him, and like the whole thing was just a rush, because it's something I felt like I was doing something. I don't want to exaggerate the term here, but revolutionary in a sense, you know, because I mean it's this picture right actually, and yeah, just that whole experience of them standing there together was an awe, you know. So
now, how did you get them? How did you?
A lot of people think I did very dirty things to get that, which I don't blame them for. But no, actually, just I went into synagogues and mosques, and I just told them, listen, churches and stuff, and I actually told them, listen, I'm just doing something for the future. Would you like to be a part of this? And then I donated some money to, you know, the churches and the mosques or whatever, and yeah, they came out, which. So it was an amazing experience, and I hope to continue doing it, because ultimately, like, what I'm trying to do is, I mean, filmmaking is it's very career oriented, you know, but ultimately I like to make a movie that would really, you know, change our lives a little bit, you know, something that will really impact our days. Doesn't necessarily have to be tragic, but something that you know, like the Israeli and Palestinian conflicts that are going on. I mean, I'd love to make a movie about something like that. Down the road.
Thank you for sharing your passion.
No problem.
You have to come back on in November and tell us more about the full feature.
You should come to the premiere.
I will. That's a deal.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Lior.
Thank you.
We'll return in a few minutes with Passion Point. Stay tuned when we crank it up with Stuart.
The future of meetings and events as a business builder and leadership intervention tool is not about going just to talk. It's actually going to do something.
Dealing with corner office, one thing where I thought found huge value in this was the preparatory work.
Getting people to trust, and I call it going deeper with them. Because unless you can get them to go deep, you don't get out what they're really thinking, and you don't get out the really good ideas, and you don't get out the whole purpose for having the collaboration.
Having the live people here and the online, and having the both brought in, I really like that, as opposed to just having online or just having live.
And they actually walked us through a whole process and asked us some tough questions. If you're going to be put in front of a camera and they ask you, why do you exist? I thought that was just a stroke of brilliance.
An idea for them to take away, like take some of this brilliant conversation, and this is how you might consider beginning to apply it slowly into what you do in your daily life, in one small thing, to get them to start shifting.
This arrangement was very conducive.
Welcome back to Passion Point, a show about your passion, your purpose, and your potential. Joining us now is Stuart Weinstein, a man who went from a business career, an MBA, who took a shift in the road, and many of us do. But Stuart's was rather dramatic. He has a paralegal company. Fascinating area that we're going to learn more about. I want to welcome you, Stuart.
Well, thank you for having me on the show today.
You're very welcome. Now, you get to sit in the opposite chair in the sense that you also are a host on All Talk TV and have one of the most popular shows, Legal Talk.
Well, thank you.
So before we talk about your legal business and what you can do that's different, that's of value, that really speaks to the needs people have today, let's talk about Legal Talk. How did you, tell me a bit about your show.
Well, first of all, like you said, it's hard for me not to sort of jump up and be the first person saying it. So it's nice to sort of be on the other thing and watching someone as prestigious as you run the episode. So thank you for that opportunity to see.
You're very welcome. When you said jump, I thought you were. I know you're a runner. I thought you were going to.
Well, I do run. I do run. I like cooking. I guess the thing about Legal Talk is it ultimately talks about issues that no one talks about. No one talks about the unemployment epidemic. No one talks about violence towards women. No one talks about wrongfully convicted. So I really brought the show up in terms of talking like that.
And I think good for you.
Well, thank you.
Because those are the things that need to be addressed.
Well,
it's time we took a straight eye passionately at things that are important.
Well,
so when are you going to have me on your show?
Well, absolutely soon. I think one of the things about All Talk TV, which is you're also the show, is I got in at the right time. Because, for example, you know that they're going high definition shortly. You know that they're going to be expanding their viewership. You know they're coming up with a really powerful campaign for advertisers, sponsors, and investors. So it just felt like the right time to be there.
Yeah. I think it's the right time. And, I mean, David Grossman, the founder of All Talk TV, is just an amazing man.
He had such a six-pack.
I know. Amazing. Six-pack of muscle and brains.
Yes.
Now, I want to see your show. You brought a clip to share with us?
I'm a licensed paralegal.
Come on.
I have an MBA. I try and be serious and talk about serious topics, but they caught me, the technical crew, when I wasn't watching. Apparently, they I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. They're just waiting for their theatrical release on your show.
So stay tuned, audience. We are now going to see a clip of Stuart on Legal Talk, Tuesdays and Fridays, 11 to 11:30.
And 11:30 to 12. We do 2 episodes. And we're going daily in April.
Wow.
10 episodes a week. Can you believe it?
10 episodes a week. Okay. Let's roll. Stuart.
Hi, this is Stuart Weinstein. Okay, hi, this is Stuart Weinstein from Legal Talk.
Okay, wow. Stuart.
I deal with serious subjects on the show.
Yes.
I deal with, as indicated, wrongful convictions, unemployment epidemic, violence towards women, prostitution. So no one talks about those issues. And then I have a spot at the beginning which I talk about current issues because it's a live show. So I guess sort of on some of the downtimes, there's a lot of laughing that goes on, which you need it when you're dealing with a tough subject to give it the credibility and to be serious. So I guess there's sort of a lighter side. So I mean, you have to laugh at it. I mean,
now, do you get your guests to to laugh too?
No, my guests, I try to keep them serious because it's serious topics.
Okay.
A lot of the things that we laugh about are sort of the production glitches that happen behind the scenes.
Well, your clip was just wonderful.
Thank you.
And I think it shows that you have a passion for doing your show, and that's why it's so popular.
Yes, well, it's nice to be a part of something like, and I know we feel like we're plugging All Talk TV, but it's nice to be part of an entrepreneur who sees something is going to be successful. And I just think that Passion Point Legal Talk and the ballet shows that David does, there's just a lot of things that develops into Passion Point. There's a lot of things that develop into putting together a show, and we appreciate the professionalism and the credibility that goes in with it.
I want to laugh like that. Can you teach me?
Well, do your silent scream. When terror is so sudden, there's no time to scream. There used to be a movie like that. So
terror! It's so sudden! There's no time to scream! No. Okay, we have to get serious. I made you laugh?
Doesn't take much. Play the video again.
I wasn't. Did I look terror? No, you see,
No,
you're
very
always going to tell me I can't be an actress. No terror.
You have to have fun because when you're putting together a really serious
You have
show,
to have fun in life.
Yes, there's some things, and
yes.
So there's a.
And the fun factor is something we forget about, especially in this city. Unfortunately, F-U-N, fun, the three-letter word that's really important. So I want to know fun. I mean, listen, you're an MBA. What was fun about that?
Nothing. there's the education system. And we're going to do something about the education system, how it doesn't teach you real world. I mean, it teaches you sort of life skills in respect to
I don't
going
know
out there.
that it teaches you life skills.
Well, I think it teaches you more life skills in real world. It doesn't show you how to get a job. It doesn't show you how to support yourself. I mean, it shows you how to get out of debt, get into debt.
Yes.
And the education system is very good for that.
Yes.
So that's part of the unemployment epidemic
We should
episode
do a
that
show
we're doing.
around
Yes.
that. I would love to do Passion Point Legal Talk show around that.
Absolutely. In
Because
fact, I
think
believe
it's
Dave is in contracts with my agent and manager and your agent as well in order to do a Passion Legal Talk.
But this is an important point of view. What are we giving our children in terms of our youth in terms of education?
Nothing.
Debt. And, you know, how do we raise the bar in this province, in this country, so that we're really educating for the future and we're not creating this whole debt load? I think it's an important part. But we're not here to talk about the educational system.
I'm just following your lead.
I know that. Although
I'm just
educational
admiring,
system,
just in awe of such a world-renowned host that I have a chance to be on your
funny.
show.
Oh, you're such a good. Were you in PR?
Well, before I was
Were
in
you
public
PR?
relations. Absolutely, absolutely.
A win!
A win-win.
Here we go.
Do something non-Jewish.
No.
Crosses, lots of crosses.
No. But if it was non-Jewish, we wouldn't be jumping up and down.
Okay.
And we'd be demure.
Let's be demure. How do you be demure? I can be demure.
Demure.
Oh, demure. I can be demure too. Is that demure?
Stuart, I don't think you can be demure.
Okay.
Demure is not your thing. Can I be demure? Okay. I've been demure. We don't want to be boring here. I want to hear about the legal business. This is very interesting to me because I think there's a great opportunity for paralegals to really help people. I mean, legal fees are astronomical.
I guess what I want to say is that there's a spot for lawyers in any industry. There's good, bad, and ugly, but there's a spot for lawyers, but they should be focusing on the higher end indictable offenses.
Yes.
Things like small claims court, immigration, summary convictions, tribunals like the Landlord and Tenant Board. They need to give that small claims court, they need to get to paralegal. So paralegals really to be able to focus on that. And you're right, Weinstein Paralegal Professional Corporation.
For somebody who doesn't know, though, the difference, there are everyday problems and challenges that come up.
Yes.
That really a paralegal can help you with.
Yes. Paralegal can do full immigration. They can do small claims court in Ontario. In January 2010, it went from $10,000 to $25,000 to sue someone. That's a lot of money.
Okay, so if you, let's say you need to sue somebody from, anywhere up to 25,000. Well, 10,000 to 25.
Well, 25,000 is your limit.
Right,
in
but
small
I mean,
claims.
you don't want a client who's going to come to you with $1,000 claim either.
No, there's usually about a 10%. So from $25,000, you're looking at about $3,000 in fees plus HST. A lawyer is going to charge you 3 times as much, and if someone works on contingency, they're going to charge you 3 times as much. So really look for somebody who gives you fair value, is very quality, very competent, and believes in excellent customer service, and charges you a retainer.
Okay, so that's the edge really in terms of your paralegal practice. Fair value.
Fair value. Excellent customer service.
Yes.
Because customer service really in North America is pretty bad. Yeah. So you have to remember the customer has an option. It's a competitive marketplace. So
well, I think in terms of lawyers, and it's not that I'm trying to knock lawyers, although my experience has been that customer service is horrific, other than to try to generate billable hours.
Well, I would agree that lawyers can do a better job of customer service. I don't want to see, there's a lot of adversary now. You've got sort of the law society, the lawyers and paralegals. Every group sort of hates each other.
No,
I don't really want to be in that situation. I want to work with lawyers.
You're the smiley guy.
I want to be I want to be a competent smiley guy, a classy, competent smiley guy. There was a show once where they had a Glidden commercial. It was Glidden or pair of paints, and there's like blue. Not a red blue, not a John green, blackish blue, but a yellowish green. So I want to be sort of that rainbow type of paralegal that helps a lawyer and lets them know that if they're not supposed to be in an area, don't be there. Like,
okay,
there's no reason for a lawyer to be in small claims court.
Helping people, helping lawyers, and it's about authenticity and trust.
Yes. Yes, the general public, unfortunately, good, bad, or ugly, don't have much trust in the legal system.
Let me ask you
So I'm here as one of the heroes to bring the legal system back to the people.
Okay. Yes. But when
High five for that one.
10.
10.
15.
15.
And
20. 3. Can we do 3?
Hi. 18.
Patty cake? Patty cake, patty cake, baker's man, put me in a pan and...
Okay.
No, serious again. Are you being demure? You're being demure. That was a demure look.
It was a demure look? Okay. Well, I'm going to be demure now because I think that paralegal business is really important. And what you touched upon, I've never heard before. In terms of most people will reach out and try to get every little bit of business they have, whether they feel they're competent for it or not. That's not who you are, Stuart Weinstein.
No.
You want to take business that is within your niche, and
yes.
You would, like, if a client comes to you and it's too big a case for you, you're going to refer them to a lawyer, are you not?
I know competent lawyers. If it's out of my scope of practice, they know immediately. Even if it's in my scope of practice, I say to them that they need to look at a second person to get feedback, because that gets rid of the buyer's remorse. I let people know the disadvantages of contingency. Contingency is pretty much, like you said, people running around, chickens with their heads cut off, getting as much business as they can because they're not getting paid until the client gets paid. Personal injury, there's a lot of competent lawyers, but that's how the personal injury area is. And to me, everyone has their niche to be able to do that. I find, and once again, this isn't a blanket statement, but there are a lot of paralegals and lawyers that sort of lose their ethics when they go on contingency. As opposed to dealing with the merits of a case to argue it, they're looking for motions and backstabbing, and the lawyers I deal with aren't like that. The paralegals I want to deal with aren't like that, and I'm certainly not like that. I want the public to be happy and competent and comfortable and trusting of the legal services.
Okay. So if somebody is considering, like, tell me about your average client. Who are they? What are their problems?
The average client is a small business or an individual. So small business who has done quality work and someone...
And you would have a great understanding of that because of your business background.
Yes. So somebody does work and then they take it off. They're not getting paid. Or somebody gets into a highway traffic accident or a summary conviction and they need somebody to get them out of that the predicament. So it's like people do good work, and yet they deserve to be paid. And when people take advantage of them, that's what I don't like.
Okay. Oh, you're a hero.
Thank you.
Stuart Weinstein, the best paralegal in the city,
Thank you.
If you have a legal problem, you should call this man. What's your number?
oh my gosh, just 416-221-0200, 416-221-0200. You can get me on Twitter at WLegal and legalall.info.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stuart. It's been a great show. I hope that you have a passionate, purposeful, wonderful day.
Thank you, Irene.